Welcome to my channel TM Chitra Teacher. In this session, I am going to explain you the lesson from Standard 10th, Unit 2, that is 3 questions written by Leo Tolstoy. So he was a Russian writer, a famous writer in his times. So actually this is a parable, a story. So it is a short story with a moral. So in this lesson, actually the writer has brought the experience about a wise man which was presented to the king. So the dilemma, that is a confusion of the king, was given a thought by various councils who shared their vision, although it was a not that pointless. It was a pointless effort. It didn't give anything which was productive. So through this, from every side, they tried to convince the king for the answers what he expected. But finally he reached an hermit and who enlightened him with the real life experience. So we are going to see that in this lesson. So before we do, let us see to the activities given in the warming up session. So let's see to the story, the 3 questions written by Leo Tolstoy. So he was a famous Russian writer who is regarded as one of the greatest authors of all time, and he has first achieved the literary acclaim in his 20s with the semi-autobiographical trilogy, that is about he has written the autobiographical story about the childhood, boyhood and youth. So actually this is a story, we call this as a parable. Parable means it's a short story with a moral lesson. So a parable usually has human character, so these are the features of a parable. So this parable concerns a king who wants to find the answers to what he considers to be the 3 most important questions in life. So this is an important parable which gives us some insight to our life. So now let's start with the story. So once there lived a king who just suddenly had a thought which came to his mind. So one day he got this idea and he thought that he would never fail in his life and as a king of his kingdom. So if he would know these 3 things, that is the answers of the 3 questions which came in his mind. So let us see what were those questions. So the first question was, what is the right time to begin something? So the king wanted to know when he should begin to do some work. So here he wanted even to know in particular a time or a way by which we would be able to do the work on time. So the second question, let us see. So which people should he listen to? So here the king wanted to know who is the most important person or who should he listen to or pay attention to. Now let us see to the third question. So in this, what is the most important thing for him to do? That is, what is the most important task or the job he need to do at a particular time or he need to give attention to. So these were the 3 questions, and when he had these 3 questions in his mind, so immediately he just called the messengers in the kingdom and he informed everyone, and he just proclaimed and announced a reward of a sum of money so that the reward was little good and people will come with different answers. So he expected a good satisfactory answer from the learned and wise men. So he was ready to award the people, reward them with some good amount of money. So later on many people came with the answers. So now let us see what type of answers did he receive from those people. So there were different wise men have come for the answers. So some said that for the answer for the first question, that when he wants to know the right time, so he has to prepare a timetable for himself, like this every day, in a week and in a month and year. Every day he has to prepare in advance. He has to allot his duty as per the timing in advance, so that the person should be very particular, and he has to notice each and everything whatever he does, and he has to maintain this. So some others suggested that how king alone can do it, so he need the help of a counselor. So then they said that okay, counselor will do this observation work, because if whole day the king will observe his own activities, then he will never get a chance to have his own time, like his enjoyment or satisfaction time. So he will not get that free time. So every time he will be busy. So some others suggested that he will not be able to observe every time, or the counselor, and whatever the counselor says, then he has to decide. Then counselor alone, a single person, how he can decide the right time for any decision to be taken? Then again they will have a team of council members, then every time they have to wait from the team to get an order. So even that also will not work. So finally they decided that the answers what he received for the first question, he was not much satisfied, because people said that you cannot predict the future, what is going to happen. So how can you say that this is the right time to do certain things? So we have to be a magician to identify or to predict the future. Let us see what answer did he receive for the second question. So for the second question, like who is the most important person he need to pay attention to? So for that the people gave the answer like counselors. He should keep the counselors with him, and he should give attention to them. And some people suggested he must there with the priest, and some suggested doctors, and some others suggested warriors, and some other people even suggested that these warriors or the priest or the wise man, they can help them better, or the soldiers, warriors or the soldiers. So these people can save his life. So they are the important people for him. So let us see what answer did he receive for the third question. So at first he received the answer science, that science is the most important thing he need to do. That is, he must give more importance to research, because his whole world is of science. Then development of the king, then his new invention of innovative things what he has brought for the people. Then people said that fighting, that is becoming a great warrior, learning some skills of war, that could help him to maintain his kingdom. So like this he got many answers. Some even suggested to do religious worship, that is staying linked with God, always getting connected with God, spiritual. So these were the tasks what he is supposed to do as per the learned as well as wise men advised him. So the king was not satisfied with any of these answers. He didn't find it convincing. So he didn't give the reward to any of the people who came up with these different answers. So the king decided to meet the hermit, because he knows a hermit who is very famous, and he lives in a small forest, in a nearby forest. He lives in a village. So he used to meet very simple people. He never meets a king or anyone else. So he speaks to the normal folk over there and common people. So the king dressed up like a common man, and he went to meet the hermit. So he even dismounted from his horse, and he asked his soldiers also to stay away, and the king went alone to meet the hermit. So the king dressed very plainly, in a very simple dressing he went, so that the hermit will never have the feel like the hermit speaks to a king. So the hermit also has never met except the simple people. So he don't allow others to meet. So therefore, when the king he went to meet the hermit and told him the reason why he had come there, and he asked him the three questions. And the hermit also greeted him when the king went. So he normally greeting is a kind of a sign of showing respect. So he greeted him. Then the king asked him the questions, but instead of replying or giving answers, the hermit was going on digging the bed. He was continuously digging the bed to sow the seeds. So after the hermit looked so weak and so fragile, that is, he was so weak and thin. So the king felt little pity for him. So he said, I am ready to give you a helping hand. So you can give the spade. I'll dig the bed for you. So he took the spade and he started digging. So almost a lot of time went. So the hermit thanked the king for his kindness and gave him the spade so that the hermit could just sit and relax for some time. Till then, the king digs the bed. So the king he kept on digging the bed for 2 hours, more than 2 hours. Then the sun went down, that is behind the trees. That means it's a time to sunset. And it was evening. So after digging for almost for 2 hours, it took very late. Finally, the king became so furious, angry, because he didn't get the answer and the hermit is not ready to say anything to him. So the king asked him, like, will you really give me these answers for the 3 questions? Because the hermit can just say so, that whether he can give or he cannot. But the hermit didn't say anything. So the king was asking, you can say yes or no, no issues. If you say no, then I'll go back to my home, that is to his kingdom. So instead of replying, the hermit, he just turned around and he pointed towards a person who was running towards them, because these 2 people were talking, waiting outside the hut. So when he turned around, he just saw a bearded man. Instead of answering to the 3 questions, the hermit, he just pointed out towards some person. So the king also turned around and he saw a person running, a bearded man. He was just running towards their hut. So then he also noticed one more thing, that the man's hand were pressed against his stomach. Means blood was flowing from the stomach. That's why he pressed his hand tightly around the stomach. And as soon as he reached the king, he lost his consciousness and immediately he fainted because lot of blood loss. Then he fell around to the ground, and the king and the hermit, they went towards him to help, and they helped him a lot by removing the man's clothing, and they found a large wound. So it was a cut in his stomach. So somehow the king was now he has taken the responsibility of saving that bearded man. So he cleaned the blood, that is, he wiped off the blood, he wiped it and he cleaned it using his handkerchief and the towel of the hermit. And after some time he tried to make the bleeding stopped, and the flow of the blood finally stopped, and then the bearded man's life was saved. So the man felt better, and he asked for some water to drink, and the king brought fresh water and gave it to him. So by this time, by all these things came to an end, and the sun also set, and a cool breeze air came, and the king felt so tired. So tired means even he couldn't return back to his home. So the man also closed his eyes, and the king, he also felt too tired. So he just lay down on the floor and he slept throughout the night. So when he awoke, that is in the morning, when he waked up, he could see a man who was sleeping next to him, or lying next to him. That was a bearded man. And this man was just looking at the hermit. He was gazing at him, not the hermit, to the king. So the man was gazing at the king. So when the bearded man saw the king, he was not sleeping. Immediately, in a very weak voice, he started asking for apologies. And the king just asked about his health, whether he is good and fine and everything is okay or not. So when the bearded man said why he was injured, the reason for his injury to the king. So he told him the truth that the bearded man was the king's enemy, and he had promised to his brother that he will take revenge of this king. Because there were two reasons. Actually, one was the king has put that bearded man's brother. He has put him to death. So that was one reason. And another reason, as the king has seized his property, that is, he stole the property of the bearded man's brother. Not only killed him, but also stole his property. So that's why he wished to take revenge against this king. So the bearded man, he confessed everything, and actually he was hiding behind the ambush. Ambush means the bushes. It's a thick place wherein they sit and attack. But it became too late. So the bearded man thought now the king may not return. So that's why he left the ambush and he came out. And when he moved out of the bush, he was caught by the king's soldiers. So and they attacked him because they recognized him that he's the enemy of their king, and those soldiers attacked the bearded man, that is the bodyguards. So later on, he asked for apologies to the king, and he said he felt so thankful that the king, actually the bearded man came to kill the king, but the same king has saved his life. And he said that throughout his life he will be a faithful servant, and he will even work in the same way even in the future also. So he promised that he would order his king also to do the same, that is from where he has come from. So he said that he has decided to take from the king whatever revenge, whatever wrong things he has done. So we can know that about the king's reaction to the bearded man story. So he was very happy actually, because an enemy became a friend, and even in a very easy manner. So he was so happy, the king was so happy, and he forgave the man, and he promised two things. The king promised that he will do two things. One was that he would order his servants and own doctor to take care of the man. Own doctor means he will get a doctor and to take care of the bearded man. And second thing is, he promised that he will give back whatever property he has seized from his brother. So he said, I will return those things back. So after the conversation, this is over. Now the king's attention turned towards the hermit. So now he came out of the hut and he found that the hermit was sowing the seeds wherein he has dug the bed the day before. So now again the king asked the questions. He started talking about those 3 questions. And this time the hermit was on his knees and he was sowing the seeds in the bed. And this is what the king decided. He just directly asked, if you wish you can answer, otherwise I am ready to leave. So the king went to the hermit, repeated again the same questions. He begged him, at least you give. So after asking all these 3 questions, the hermit finally replied. And let us see what answer did he get from the hermit. So the king, the hermit said that already you got the answers of these 3 questions, then why do you want me to repeat again? So but the hermit, as the hermit said, immediately the king was shocked, because the king doesn't know that when this happened, when he never answered to him. So the hermit explained and what he meant. So he said that if the king would have pitied his weak and tired body, he would have not dug the beds for him. So he would have gone away. So this would have resulted in the king getting wounded by the bearded man, who was his enemy at that time. So there was a chance that the king was supposed to be killed by the bearded man. But as he didn't leave the place on time, and he was helping the hermit as he felt pity for the hermit, and he was helping him, and that was the right time that he was doing that job, and the hermit was the right person to whom he helped. And the right job was, he was digging the bed for the hermit, and that was the right job. And the hermit gave one more example for the king so that the king can understand better. So the next incident was the bearded man. So when the bearded man came running, what was the right time is the time when the king helped the bearded man. The right person is the bearded man who came running for help, and the king helped him, and this was the right person to whom he was supposed to help. And next is the right time. The right time is, at first, as I said, the right time is the time when he helped him. The right person is the bearded man, and the right task, that the right job is the service what he did for the bearded man. He saved his life, he cleaned his wound, and he tried to stop the bleeding, and later on also he did a service. So that was the right thing what he did, and which had made enmity into a friendship. So something good has happened. So that is what the hermit tries to explain over here, that finally the king got answers for all his 3 questions, and here we get to know that answer for all these questions. So the third question, which is more important, like, see, finally the hermit said, see, we all are born in this world to do something good for others. That is our main aim, and that's our main purpose. So always we should try to make people happy who are around us, and that is the main reason why we all are born and sent into this world, and that's the main purpose of being in this world. So this is a moral which this parable gives, this story gives us to learn. So this world is supposed to live together, depending on one another, helping each other, being cooperative and helpful. So that is what Leo Tolstoy wishes to say in this story.